Raizin the Roof, presented by the Central Indiana Realtist Association, a local chapter of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. Our mission is to build wealth through home ownership by enhancing economic development. We accomplish this goal by informing, advocating, and educating in the communities we serve. And now, Raizin the Roof.
Good morning and to everyone, and welcome to Raizin the Roof. I'm Priscilla Russell with United Real Estate, and we are here today to talk about home ownership. In Raizin the Roof, one of the things we do on this talk show is talk about local and national ways that we can obtain real estate information. So we've got some wonderful panelists here today. My good friend, Lisa Wagner. I'm going to have her introduce herself because she's going to be answering all these questions today. Then we have Karen Kelly.
Good morning.
And I'd like for her to tell a little bit about herself.
Good morning. I'm Karen Kelly with Fathom Realty, a real estate broker. I've been in the business for over 14 years. So if you need any assistance with any home buying needs, call me. Call your home girl. I'm here to help.
Okay, so that was a free advertisement. How about that?
Hey, well, you know.
Well, our organization today is, we're the Central Indiana Realtist Association. We call ourselves CIRA. Now, we're a member of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. That is the largest minority-owned trade organization in the United States, so we're proud of that. And one of the things that we do is we address home ownership in the Black community and many other things, but we want home ownership rates to increase. Our mission is to inform and listen and encourage those people in our neighborhoods to go ahead and have home ownership. So those are some of the things we do. So you'll hear us talking about CIRA today, and you'll hear us talking about NARAB today. And CIRA is our local branch of NARAB, just so we can keep it together. Now, one of the people that I really want to introduce today is Lisa, because she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, a lot about herself, because we need to know what's going on with her and this mortgage market out here that she can represent for us. So we're going to get started by first having Lisa to take over and tell us a little bit about herself and the things that she's doing in the mortgage business.
Well, my name's Lisa Wagner, and I am a community banker loan officer for Busey Bank. Busey Bank has one branch banking office here in Indiana, and it's in Carmel, Indiana. Now, I've been doing mortgages for over 35 years, and I've gone from construction loans to regular loans, but I'm now strictly a community bank loan officer, which means I only work with people that have are considered low or moderate income individuals, which means someone that has an income under $63,600. So anyone over that, they would have to buy in a home that is in a lower moderate census tract area. But otherwise, I can work with people that are considered low and moderate income.
Well, now, you know, $63,000 doesn't sound low to me, but I guess it is when you compare it against some of the other ones. I guess I better come over there and make an application with Lisa. But what we wanted her to do today is tell us a little bit about her mortgages and how does a person get prepared to even start getting a mortgage. Tell us a bit about that, Lisa.
Well, before you go and talk with a realtor, you need to get pre-qualified. So you want to reach out to a loan officer and tell them what you're wanting to do. You need to give them an idea of how much you want to buy and what kind of payment you're comfortable with, because those two things can be different. So if you say what kind of monthly payment you're comfortable with, then that loan officer can work with you and determine how much you would be qualified for. Now, there are a couple of different things that go into getting pre-qualified. You need to know what your credit is, and that loan officer will pull your credit. They need to know how much money do you have saved up, because you got to be able to put that down. There are some 100% programs out there, but they're at a higher interest rate, just so you know, typically. But most lenders do have a 100% program available. But if you can put a little bit of money down, you're going to get a better interest rate. There are programs out there that have no private mortgage insurance, which will help to reduce your payment. But if you qualify for a regular conforming loan, you're going to probably get a little bit lower interest rate, plus you can pay that PMI, which will go away. There's also FHA programs out there that make it affordable, but the private mortgage insurance or the mortgage insurance never goes away with an FHA. So there's all kinds of options. It just depends on what is best for you, and your loan officer can help you determine that.
Miss Lisa, so you said I need to have what kind of credit score do you think?
Well, that does depend on the company, the bank. Some of them can go under 600. Mm-hmm. Most of them have a threshold of 600 and up. So it just depends on what kind of loan program you're going to be.
Okay.
Now, you can't have a lot of collections. Now, if you have medical collections, those you can usually get around. But if you have any other kind of collections, get those taken care of before you apply. Get them paid off, and then that way you'll have that proof of payoff with you.
So how much money do you think I should save? You know, if you want to...
A lot of that's going to depend on how much you're going to want to buy. So typically, if you can come up with 3%, you're going to have a little bit better interest rate.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're looking at $150,000, that's $4,500.
Okay.
If you're looking at only $100,000, that's $3,000.
Okay.
But nowadays, you better plan on also paying for closing costs because it is considered a seller's market right now. And the sellers are not having to pay the closing costs for you. So, and closing costs can average anywhere between $2,000 to $3,500 depending on the lender.
Okay, so you mentioned that you have some down payment assistance programs or 100% financing programs.
We do.
So, you know, would that be something that maybe someone can do that would help? That would leave their money to pay for the closing costs, but then, they can use the money that they've saved for closing costs and not have a down payment.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what kind of credit score
and
would you
typically, if you're wanting to go with 100% financing, you need a little bit higher interest rate. Now, not every lender requires a higher interest rate. I know we require a 640 credit score to be able to get 100% financing.
Okay.
But you want to ask your lender. You got to be able to talk to them and be comfortable with whoever you're going to go to, because different banks have different programs. They all have a different portfolio product. You just need to find out what they have.
Okay. So can I buy anywhere in central Indiana, in Indianapolis?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, one of the questions that I would have is, you mentioned something about mortgage insurance. To the everyday person, that's something they might not quite understand. Could you elaborate just a little bit more on that?
Well, mortgage insurance is an insurance that insures the top 20% of your mortgage. So if you're going to put 5% down, that insures that 15%. And that allows you to get a mortgage without having to put 20% down. And it does not insure you, it insures the lender. That if you were to default, that would cover that top 15 to 20%.
Okay. All right. So it's truly that word, insurance, huh?
It is, absolutely.
So make sure that they want to make sure that the mortgage company doesn't lose any money once they give you a loan in case something would happen. Because right now with COVID, I'm sure there's some challenging things. But one thing that we forgot to do is to talk about the name of her bank.
Well, the name of our bank is Busey Bank. Busey Bank is really big in Illinois, but they're fairly new in Indiana, and like I said, we do have one banking office. It's in Carmel, Indiana. I serve the central Indiana area, so I can do mortgages for my portfolio product anywhere in Marion County and the surrounding counties. but I can do any other type of mortgage anywhere in Indiana, as long as their income is below, and it's not household income, it's whoever's going to be on the loan.
Oh,
Okay, okay. So how long would you need to be employed to be able to apply for a mortgage?
You have to have at least 2 years employment. So it doesn't have to be at the same job. You can have different jobs, but if you're hopping around, if you have 10 different jobs in 1 year, that's going to throw up a red flag.
Yeah.
So try not to do that. Now, if you have 2 jobs, to be able to count both incomes, you have to be employed on 2 jobs for 2 years. If you're self-employed, you have to have at least a 2-year history. And we're going to ask for the tax returns for 2 years. And then we're going to average that. So it is a little harder for self-employed individuals to get a mortgage than it is someone who is a W-2 employee. But it's not impossible. We can do it.
Okay, so if someone wants to apply for a loan, do they need to come into the branch to see you, or can they apply online?
They
How does that work?
Typically, if they just give me a call, or any lender, if you give them a call, some lenders want to meet in person, others want to do it online, others want to do it over the telephone. Right now, I'm meeting everybody over the telephone. I'm not meeting people in person at this time.
Okay. So one of my questions, and we're going to have to ask it when we get back. We're going to be taking a break here in about a minute because I want to know about grants and things like that, and how do we obtain grants, and if that's something that Busey offers. And then also we're going to have Miss Lisa. We're going to have her to tell us about the individual tax ID code. So she's going to tell us about some other things, green cards, how all those things are really relevant to purchasing your home and also being able to get a mortgage. So it's a really great thing, because some of the things that Busey is offering, they're not offering in other mortgage companies. So we want to make sure you just stay right here. We're going to be taking a little break, and we'll come back with some exciting information.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Taylor, Home Lending Officer with First Merchants Bank, and we are thrilled to partner with the Central Indiana Realtist Association to help increase homeownership in the Indianapolis and surrounding areas. First Merchants Bank has a fantastic program that requires no down payment, includes a $7,500 grant depending on where you're purchasing, and has a minimum credit score requirement of 600. If you're ready to begin your homeownership journey, please contact me at 317-566-7611.
And welcome back to Raising the Roof. I'm Karen Kelly with Fathom Realty, and I have Priscilla Russell with me today, and we're also talking with Lisa Wagner with Busey Bank. Lisa.
Yes.
I have some clients who don't have a Social Security card. They have an I-10, which is a individual taxpayer ID number. Can they still apply for a mortgage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, there are very limited lenders right now that offer loans to I-10 borrowers. But Busey Bank has a program that allows them to buy a house. And we can do that with 3% down, with no private mortgage insurance, even if they have no credit. Now, if they have no credit, they do have to have alternative credit. So we would need 2 forms of alternative credit in their name for at least 12 months. And then we can use that as their credit history plus 12 months worth of rent. Okay. The other thing is with that, they do have to be working here in the U.S. for 2 years. So I have to have 2 years tax returns. And if they're self-employed, I'm going to take an average of their 2 years of tax returns. The other thing about our program for our what we call our My Community Loan Program, which is our portfolio program, we do require an inspection, and we will want to see that inspection. So we want to make sure that when they are moving into their house, that they aren't going to have a lot of repairs or expenses that could cause them to not be able to make their mortgage payment, that could cause them to hurt their credit. So we will allow them to escrow for the repairs. Either the seller can pay for those escrows, or the buyer can pay for those escrows. Or the seller can pay for the repairs ahead of time, get them all done before closing. We're flexible in that way. So it is a program that is unique. There are very few lenders that have something like that, but it's a great program that we can use to help fix up the houses that maybe need a little bit extra work and help people buy into these homes.
So Lisa, you said the down payment is 3%?
Absolutely.
That is absolutely fantastic, because I've seen other lenders, not too many. It's hard to find a lender that actually works with I-10, but I know that the down payment is like really high. You know,
Yeah.
the clients would have to save a lot of money to even attempt to apply for the loan. So 3% down payment is great.
And we're helping to put a lot of people into homes.
Yeah.
I think last year I helped, it was at least 60 families
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
buy homes just in the
That's
Indianapolis
awesome.
area.
That is awesome.
And that
those
was
are all
good.
I-10 buyers?
Yes.
Wow, that's fantastic.
One of the things I wondered, Lisa, right now there's a lot of clients that are making offers on homes and they're having to go over the list price. So I
Absolutely.
wonder how that's going to affect those buyers that you would have that are going with the minimum down payment and so forth.
Well, if they have the money saved up, they can put more down. They can go over the appraised value.
Okay.
The thing is, they're going to be upside down the road, because eventually values are going to level out again. But for right now, if they want to buy into a home and they've got the extra money that they can go over the list price with it, we can allow that. Now, we're still going to base the 3% is going to be based upon the appraised value. So we can't go up to that over high price. We will base it on the appraised value and 3% off of that. But the purchase price can be higher, and they can pay that extra difference.
How often are you seeing that?
A lot.
Really?
I would say 70% of the time, at
Really?
least.
Wow.
And on average, about how much are they paying out of pocket?
Anywhere from 10 to 20%,
Oh,
or
my.
10 to 20,000.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So, I mean, buying a house right now is going to be expensive for anybody.
Okay.
I mean, buying a home is supposed to be exciting and fun. Right now, it's stressful. So if you're out there, I mean, when you're working with your realtors, they know that there are very few homes out there for sale. And if you don't have money saved up, it's going to be difficult to buy a house. So anybody looking to buy a house needs to save as much as possible. With my community program, we can allow people to use home money that they have saved at home. We don't have a seasoning requirement. We just will require that you put the money in the bank before we close.
Oh, wow.
And I need to know how much you have if you're coming through me. Because if I don't know, I can't help you to pre-qualify for
Okay.
a purchase price. But not all lenders will allow you to do that. So in most cases, for most buyers, if you have money saved at home, put it in the bank now. And go ahead and wait until it's been in the bank for over 2 months. Then you'll be okay, pretty much any lender. But if you have it and you're in a hurry, you found a house, you can come to me. I don't have that seasoning requirement.
You know what? I think that's the first time that I've heard that.
That's
so that-
probably, it's the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is the first bank that I've ever worked at that had that program, but it is a portfolio product. It's not something that we're going to offer for, if you're wanting to home possible with Freddie Mac. That's not available. You have to have the money in the bank well before you make an offer. But with my portfolio product, we don't have that requirement.
I don't know how many times I've told my clients, you know, you have to find out. You have to ask the question, where's the money? Is it in the bank? It's not under your mattress. If
That's
it's in your
right.
mattress, take it to the bank immediately. Because you'd be surprised at how many people
Yeah.
keep their money at home in the safe, under the mattress, or whatever. But it has to be in the bank. But the fact that you can put it in the bank today and still get a loan and not have to wait 2
Yeah.
months, that's
That is
very
unusual.
beneficial.
It
Yes.
is very unusual.
Yes.
Well, that's very unusual. 30-something years of real estate, and I have never had anybody to get their mattress money counted.
Yeah,
I know.
So this
I
is-
know.
this is
I
a
know.
good-
You might as well
this is a good
tell them to
thing.
save it and buy a couch with it. 'Cause
And you can get a gift too.
Yeah.
Now you have to
Okay.
have some money of your own for every loan program. But if you don't have enough to do all of it, you can get a gift from a family member. So, but that has to be verified. We're going to
That's
have to.
us.
We're going to ask for their bank statement and a gift letter from them stating that it is a gift, that you don't have to pay it back. But it is something that we can work with also, if that comes down to it. But it's stronger if the money is yours. If things are a little rocky in your approval, having that money in the bank that is yours and not relying on a gift is going to make you a stronger
That's
buyer.
really it.
it absolutely is. Absolutely.
So we were talking about a little bit about knowing what happens for grants and that type of thing. So could you tell us a little bit about how that works? And
Well, different lenders do have available different grant money. Now, the grant money that we typically have available, we're out right now. It becomes available in March, and if someone is definitely needing a grant, right now, I would put them on a wait list in case there's someone that falls out. So there's buyers that are in the pipeline right now that have already reserved funds for the grant money, but if for some reason their deal falls through, I may be able to get some additional grant money. So if that is something that's needed, you just let me know. Different lenders have different grant money. Whether or not they have any available at this time, I don't know. But it's something that, you always want to ask about. Now, it's going to be based on household income in most cases when you apply for grant money. So if the spouse, if you make so much money and you're under the limit, but your spouse also works, that could throw you over the limit. Or if you have an 18-year-old or older that also works, that money gets counted, and that could throw you over the income limit. So it's not available for everybody. But when it's available, we try and help people out with it.
so I just want to clarify that now. So if I have an 18-year-old son that lives with me and is working, his salary is going to
That
count against my
absolutely,
qualification.
when you're trying to get grant money, yes, that can count against it because they are going to count household income.
Okay. So if I get a grant, for example, then would I have to pay that back? Is that how that works?
No, you do not have to pay grant money back typically. Now, you want to find out what the parameters are on any kind of program. But in most cases, especially if it's going with the Federal Home Loan Bank money, you do not have to pay that back. And I don't believe, I think most of them do not have a time period that you have to live there. But you want to check with every grant money on what the parameters are.
Yeah, because I know some of them do have to have a time period. Some of them do, some of them don't. So, but each one is different. So it's definitely beneficial to understand the program that you're in, because 5 years from now you may go to move. You want to know, is that grant money forgiven, or is it going to be something that you may have to pay back?
Absolutely.
Okay, Lisa, we're going to be wrapping up in about a minute, so I'd like for you to maybe take 30 seconds to wrap up your session and anything extra you need us to know.
Well, Busey Bank is a great bank, and I came to them because of the loan programs that they have that allows me to help more people to be able to become a homeowner. And so if it's something that you think that I can help you out with, please give me a call. But every lender has portfolio products, or every bank, I should say, has a portfolio product for the low and moderate income individuals. So you can talk to your own bank, find out what they have available. But I'm also a member of the Indianapolis Lenders Council. So if I can't do it,
all right,
there may be another one that can.
All right, then. We thank you so much, Lisa, for taking your time out today. And just remember Busey Bank, and we'll be returning next time.
Hello, my name is Dolores Kennedy, broker owner of B&K Real Estate Services. I have over 25 years of experience. My mission is to make buying or selling your home an experience, not a headache. Call me at 317-710-3107.
Hi, I'm Sherry Boudwin, a loan officer with First Merchants Bank. If you're thinking about buying your first home, give me a call. We have a no money down program and no private mortgage insurance. My number is 317-566-6123.
And welcome back to Raising the Roof. It's been a great show today. Won't you think so, Priscilla?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad Miss Lisa came.
Yes, thank you, Lisa,
I'm
for
glad I came
joining
too.
us today. And you know what? I think one of the things, good takeaway that I got was your I-10 buyers, your individual taxpayer identification number. So those clients that don't have a Social Security number, I mean, the number of clients that you have that are still getting loans.
Absolutely. But it's not just for I-10 borrowers. It's for anybody who doesn't qualify for normal conventional lending or FHA. Because lending has tightened up. So if your credit score isn't meeting their guidelines, as long as it's over 620, I can still help you, just as long as you don't have any collections. It makes it, I can still help a lot of people.
Well, perfect. So what I hear is that you can get a loan. You need to get a good realtor. The market is rough out there, but people are buying homes every single day. And this is how you build wealth, through home ownership. Isn't that right, Priscilla?
Oh, yes. And I just really want to thank Miss Lisa for coming here today and telling us about this, because I didn't know that, but I know something else now. I can still get that money. I don't have to have it in the bank for 60 days like most of the time. That's what you have to do.
Part too.
That part.
Don't have to worry about that mattress money anymore.
So
we can count it.
We can talk about that's Busey Bank. She's a community lender.
Yep.
So we just want to make sure that you've got her phone number. You can see that. That's 317-705-9104. We just thank you for coming and listening to Raising the Roof, and we welcome you to come back again on our next show. On behalf of CIRA, Central Indiana Realtist Association, we invite real estate professionals to join us at our monthly meeting, first Wednesday of each month at MCL Castleton, 11:30 a.m., where our mission is advocating, informing, and educating. Our vision is building wealth through home ownership. See you there.
Raizin the Roof.